The teenage boy accidentally activated a skill, and in the very next instant, it summoned a giant that completely skewered his inn, a place no bigger than a mousehole. And that was not all. Inside his home lived an assassin who was always eager to wrap up other people as gifts. And so it all began in a rundown complex that was noisy and filthy every single day. This was Ju Hyuk, 25 years old, occupation, unemployed. Note, currently working 3 part-time jobs at a convenience store, a barbecue grill restaurant, and as a day laborer. Even so, Ju Hyuk had to admit one thing. No matter how hard he worked, like a beast of burden, he never managed to save any money. The reason was simple: debt. A debt he had to repay. No matter how miserable his situation became, he still had to keep living just to pay it off. As he ate instant noodles, Ju Hyuk let out a weary sigh. He had no special skills whatsoever, just a healthy body suited for manual labor, so there was no bright future waiting for him. Yeah. While Ju Hyuk was lost in thoughts about this painfully ordinary life, a line of text suddenly appeared before his eyes, as if part of society itself had spoken. Ju Hyuk has awakened. For a moment, Ju Hyuk did not react at all. His hands mechanically lifted the noodles to his mouth. Then he immediately spat them out. Hot, damn it, what the hell, you scared me. Even so, that line of text had completely captured his attention. Awakened, me. At that moment, Ju Hyuk remembered the legends surrounding awakening. Some people called it a blessing, a chance to seize wealth and completely turn one's life around, sometimes even luckier than winning the lottery. Still, Ju Hyuk could not bring himself to feel happy. But the problem is, you only get to enjoy those things if you are alive. Entering the tower, an unimaginably dangerous place. Just imagining the future inside it made Ju Hyuk shudder. You could be torn apart by monsters, freeze to death, burn alive in extreme environments, die from poison, get crushed by traps, and so on and so forth. A blackboard full of horrific ways to die inside the tower, brought to you by your friendly safety guide. Ju Hyuk pinpointed the core issue. In everyday life, he was the kind of person who turned a blind eye even when he saw injustice. Yeah. Hello. That was him. Ju Hyuk avoided danger at all costs. A nobody at the very bottom of society, that was Ju Hyuk. He had lived that way for 25 years. He had never once stepped into a construction zone. After a while, Ju Hyuk set his chopsticks down and focused. Could this be a fake awakening? Wait, was this really an awakening? Was he hallucinating from exhaustion? Sure enough, the blue screen from earlier, the status window, had disappeared. But soon after, another notification appeared. Name, Ju Hyuk. Link, Tower, Korean Black Tower, Level 1. Attribute, Summoning. Simultaneous summons, 1. Category, Empty. Summoning attribute skill, Random Summon. Skill removal, Standard. Tower entry, once per day. Ju Hyuk froze. It is real. This is not a dream. His attribute was summoning. That reminded him awakened individuals were granted a power called an attribute. These ranged from swordsmanship, spear mastery, shield skills, archery, and martial arts to gigantification, heavy strikes, summoning, healing, and countless others. Among them, summoning covering spirits, mythical beasts, golems, demonic creatures, and more was generally known as the ability to command specific summoned beings. Ju Hyuk felt a surge of anticipation. What am I going to summon? Now that he had awakened, should not he try using a flashy skill? With that thought, Ju Hyuk struck what he thought was a cool pose and thrust his hand forward. Summoning skill. He waved his hand again. Random summon. Nothing happened. Ju Hyuk scratched his head, trying to console himself. Right. Of course. It does not work outside. According to rumors, the abilities of players, including skills, only functioned inside the tower and could not be manifested in the outside world. Aside from checking the system status window, players were no different from ordinary people when outside the tower. Realizing that, Ju Hyuk scolded himself internally. Anyone who has ever browsed the internet knows that I must look like a complete idiot. Feeling deflated, he thought. You can't activate skills outside the tower. Suddenly, a system message appeared. Initiating random summon. Ju Hyuk's eyes widened in shock. What? A stream of violet light materialized before him. From within the violet light, Corsic emerged with a smile on his face. Ju Hyuk, meanwhile, was utterly horrified. Wait, why is it working? He could not understand it at all. And a person. As if that were not enough, Corsic casually raised a hand and waved. That is right, sir. I am human. Ju Hyuk screamed internally. What the hell is this? Staring at Corsic, Ju Hyuk's mind raced. A summon had succeeded outside the tower, and not a typical summoned entity like a spirit or a golem but a human being. At that moment, Corsic suddenly sniffed the air theatrically and walked over to Ju Hyuk's bowl of noodles. Oh, are you on a break? Mind if I have a bite? Ju Hyuk found himself unable to refuse. Almost immediately, regret washed over him. Out of everyone I could have summoned, I get a freeloader asking for food. Corsic then proceeded to take an enormous bite, smacking his lips appreciatively as he did. Damn. They must have released a new spicy flavor. That only made Ju Hyuk more confused. He thinks this is spicy. The guy was freeloading off a single bite and clearly could not even handle spicy food. Ju Hyuk thought it over, but no answers came. No matter how he looked at it, the situation made no sense. Why had a skill activated outside the tower? And why had it summoned a human? He had never heard of anything like this. With that in mind, Ju Hyuk summoned his status window. Lines of text appeared. Summonable targets, humans and demi-humans. Summon ranks. R rare. Senior super rare. SSR ultra rare. LSSR legendary super ultra rare. Note: full communication between summoner and summoned entity is possible under all circumstances. Ju Hyuk stared in disbelief. There are tears. It suddenly felt like he was pulling characters from a gacha game. Then another line appeared. The summoned entity is bound by the 3 commandments. Ju Hyuk blinked. 3 commandments. Almost immediately, an explanation followed. The 3 commandments of summoned entities. 1. The summoned entity must prioritize protecting the summoner's life above all else. 2. The summoned entity must obey the summoner's commands absolutely. 3. In the event of a conflict between Commandment 1 and Commandment 2, Commandment 1 takes precedence. Ju Hyuk glanced at Corsic skeptically. Absolute obedience. If that was true, then this might actually be a pretty good deal. So who exactly was this guy? As if answering his question, an information panel popped up. Affiliation: Mad Assassin of the Ruthless Guild. Name: John Cossack. Rank: SR Super Rare. Type: Human Assassin. Manifestation limit: 6 hours. Satisfaction rating: none. Cooldown: 3 hours applies after dismissal. Corsic John Cossack had once been the greatest headache the Ruthless Assassins Guild had ever known. A genuine lunatic. And yet, his mission success rate was an astonishing 99%. He had even successfully assassinated a 5th Circle Black Mage. But it was his final moment that left Ju Hyuk stunned. As the information continued scrolling, the world around Ju Hyuk suddenly warped. Before he could react, he was pulled into a strange vortex of light. Suspended in midair, Ju Hyuk saw a figure in black rushing toward him. It was Corsic. He was moving at terrifying speed. Ju Hyuk's eyes widened as he followed Corsic's movement. This is it. In that instant, Ju Hyuk realized he was witnessing Corsic's past and a question popped into his mind. But why did he tie a ribbon in their hair? Is that why they called him insane? Was he giving them as gifts or something? Worse still, Corsic's eyes at that moment were utterly chilling. Then a line of text appeared. His end was the consequence of a single mistake. Corsic stood before the bed of his assassination target. Without the slightest hesitation, he raised his weapon. A flash of light gleamed in his eyes. The strongest swordsman of the Empire. A brutal battle erupted. This was Corsic's final memory. As Ju Hyuk stood there, stunned, Corsic's low, somber voice suddenly echoed beside him. What are you thinking about, sir? Startled, Ju Hyuk stumbled backward. Corsic hurriedly added. My apologies, sir. I was simply wondering, do you have any work you would like me to do? At that moment, Ju Hyuk tried to calm himself down. Do not panic. Do not be afraid. The system had clearly stated that summoned beings were required to show absolute obedience to their summoner. Thinking that through, Ju Hyuk finally steeled himself and let out a slow breath. Then, with surprising enthusiasm, he issued his first command. Corsic. Wash the pot I cooked the noodles in. Corsic carried it out cheerfully. Yes, sir. Ju Hyuk still was not satisfied. Wipe the table too. Once again, Corsic obeyed without hesitation. That left Ju Hyuk stunned. Oh. He is fast and he does not complain at all. A small spark of delight crept into Ju Hyuk's thoughts. He is really following my orders. Suddenly, Ju Hyuk called out again. Corsic. Corsic responded immediately. Give the order. Ju Hyuk tested the waters. Can you carry out unreasonable requests too? I obey the summoner's commands unconditionally. Ju Hyuk hesitated. In that case. After a brief pause, he finally forced the words out. Bark. The command was degrading, treating him like a dog. The room froze instantly, and Ju Hyuk thought nervously. Did I cross a line? Even so, Corsic obediently complied. Ju Hyuk could not make sense of it. This man had once been incredibly powerful. His pride should have been immense. What if he suddenly snaps? Ju Hyuk slowly raised his thumb in confirmation. It is real. Absolute obedience. Just then, a loud knock echoed through the door, followed by an arrogant voice. Ju Hyuk, you in there, open up right now. Ju Hyuk's face turned pale. Damn it, I completely forgot. Today was interest payment day. Without hesitation, Ju Hyuk gave another order. Corsic. Stand up. Corsic complied instantly. Obedience. To understand why Ju Hyuk reacted so desperately, one had to know his past. He had borrowed 10 million won. No bank would lend him the money, and in his desperation, he had turned to loan sharks. His father had slipped on ice and fractured his hip. Ju Hyuk needed money for surgery on top of his younger brother's college tuition. He had no other choice. He thought he could pay it back quickly. But the principal remained untouched, and he had already paid over 5 million won in interest alone. Honestly, Ju Hyuk thought bitterly, I know it was a stupid decision. But what else could I have done? Even if I could go back, I would still make the same choice. Outside, the noise grew more aggressive. Ju Hyuk, come out here. I am just checking to see if you are still alive. Ju Hyuk hurriedly whispered. Corsic, Corsic. Corsic assumed a ready stance, visibly eager. Just give the order. I will deal with him and bring him back to you. Ju Hyuk panicked. No, not that. That would be a disaster. Quickly, Ju Hyuk shoved Corsic toward the bathroom. Hide in there. Do not move. Stay quiet and do not make a sound. Corsic tilted his head. May I breathe? Yes. Oh, that is a relief. At that moment, a hand suddenly shot out and grabbed Ju Hyuk by the collar. Young Ha's voice dripped with menace. Ju Hyuk. You look pretty healthy. When the interest did not come in, I was worried you might have gotten sick or something. Ju Hyuk shrank back. I forgot. Sorry. I just sent the money. But Young Ha was not satisfied. If things are getting too hard, do not force yourself. If you are desperate enough, you could always sell some organs. With just one kidney, life gets a whole lot easier. From behind him, one of Young Ha's lackeys chimed in. But, does not this kid have a younger brother? Young Ha burst out laughing. We can take his too. Younger organs fetch a higher price. Every word pierced Ju Hyuk's ears. Young Ha sneered at him. What is with that look? You look like you are about to stab me or something. After forcing himself to calm down, Ju Hyuk awkwardly rubbed the back of his neck. Come on, bot. I would not dare. Only then did Young Ha leave with his underlings. Watch yourself unless you want to die suddenly. Once they were gone, Ju Hyuk turned to the side. Corsic. You hid perfectly. That was your order, sir. Ju Hyuk collapsed onto the floor, utterly exhausted. Overtime work. Awakening. Summoning a human. Loan sharks showing up to collect money. Debt. Should I try climbing the tower? But fear crept in immediately. Without money, you are doomed. But a coward like me. There is no way I could survive the tower. Suddenly, Corsic spoke up. So, what should I do now, sir? Ju Hyuk tilted his head, curious. Is there anything you want to do? If you want to go back, I can kaijo the summon. Before Ju Hyuk could even finish, Corsic eagerly raised his hand. If that is the case, may I watch TV? It has been a very long time since I last did. Ju Hyuk blinked. How does this guy even know what a TV is, or instant noodles, for that matter? Still, he shrugged it off. Sure. Go ahead. Corsic beamed. Thank you, sir. I will just watch a few episodes. While the assassin settled in front of the screen, Ju Hyuk sank into thought. Even though Corsic was technically a summoned being, having someone else around did not feel so bad. From the TV came a dramatic line. I will have my revenge. For some reason, Ju Hyuk felt strangely at ease. Damn. This is actually kind of comfortable. The emptiness in his chest felt a little lighter. Yeah. I have always been alone, working myself to death. This is not so bad. Before he realized it, Ju Hyuk drifted into a deep sleep. A new day arrived. The alarm clock blared obnoxiously. Ju Hyuk sat up and looked around. Corsic's gone. Had the summon been kaijo already? Oddly enough, he was not surprised. It made sense. 6 hours must have passed the manifestation time limit. I probably checked the status window in my sleep, and he got dismissed. Ju Hyuk jumped out of bed. Awakening or not, work still had to be done. The morning news was playing on the TV. We bring you the latest breaking news. Ju Hyuk brushed his teeth while listening. Earlier this morning in Jongno, Seoul, a shocking murder occurred at an office belonging to the illegal loan service known as Cash Now. Ju Hyuk froze. Wait, did they just say Cash Now? What followed made his toothbrush slip from his hand and hit the floor. There are 3 victims. All 3 were decapitated. What is more disturbing is that the victims' heads were wrapped in red ribbons. Ju Hyuk stood there, completely stunned. Decapitation. Red ribbons. An impossible thought crossed his mind. Corsic. Ju Hyuk screamed in horror. Are you kidding me? I just summoned a full-blown psycho. The internet was flooded with images of the brutal murder scene. Every breaking headline was about the massacre at Cash Now. Ju Hyuk recognized Young Ha's hand, the one with the gold ring. And the severed heads, tied neatly with red bows. Ju Hyuk began to tremble. I am screwed. I am screwed. I am completely screwed. Even after replaying it in his mind over and over, he was sure of it. It was Corsic. Suddenly, a voice echoed in his head. Excuse me. Young Ha stepped forward, holding out a head wrapped in a red ribbon. Please calculate how much this is worth. Ju Hyuk felt like his brain was about to explode. As if that were not enough, Young Ha added. By the way, you were not planning on calling me, were you? Ju Hyuk could not hold it in anymore and shouted aloud. The female customer waiting at the counter flinched. Are you okay? Ju Hyuk panicked. I am sorry. I will take care of your payment right away. After leaving work, Ju Hyuk wandered aimlessly through the streets. I can't work like this. I will cancel all my shifts tomorrow. His breathing grew heavy. Those people were dead, and suddenly he felt like he was the criminal. Is this my fault? Late at night, snow falling thick from the sky, the system screen appeared again. Brutal Guild. Mad Assassin category. Name, Corsic. Rank, SR Super Rare. Type, Assassin. Manifestation limit, 6 hours. Satisfaction rating, none. Cooldown, 3 hours applies after dismissal. Ju Hyuk let out a long sigh. So he really is a mad assassin. Sitting alone in his empty room, he thought carefully. Corsic won't harm me. Even so, as a summoned being. He is terrifying. Ju Hyuk slowly extended his hand. Designated summon, Corsic. The same glow as yesterday spread through the room. A system message appeared instead. Before performing a designated summon, please evaluate Corsic's satisfaction level. Move your finger to begin the evaluation. Ju Hyuk nodded. Oh, so that is why there is a satisfaction rating in the catalog. Star rating, Suddenly, anger surged through him. I told him to watch TV, and he disobeyed orders and went on a killing spree. 1 star for causing an ordinary guy like me to go through all this hell. Ju Hyuk moved his finger toward the 1-star mark. Then he stopped. But I can't be that heartless. In the end, he rated Corsic 3 stars. His mother worked as a water purifier rental coordinator. He knew better than anyone how painful low ratings could be. Even if he was dissatisfied, he could not bring himself to give just 1 star. This is the star rating of a pathetic man. Moments later, Corsic was summoned with a bright, cheerful smile. Designated summon complete, loyal Corsic. It is a pleasure to see you again, sir. He immediately began flattering Ju Hyuk. Thank you very much for the 3-star rating. I will work even harder. Ju Hyuk was stunned. Look at him, so innocent. This guy really killed 3 people. As if on cue, Corsic spoke again. Please give your orders. Despite his fear, Ju Hyuk forced himself to ask. The men who came to my house yesterday. Did you send them to sell salt? Corsic answered calmly. Yes, I took care of them last night. Ju Hyuk's face went pale. He hurriedly stepped back, his heart pounding. So it really was him. Unease churned violently inside Ju Hyuk. So, the thing standing in front of me is a mass murderer. His stomach twisted, his heart raced. He desperately tried to calm himself. Calm down. At least. He won't hurt me. After a moment, Ju Hyuk asked again. But how? You did not even know where their office was. Corsic immediately explained. I placed a pursuit mark on those bastards when they stormed the home of Summoner Bong. That is how I knew where they were. Ju Hyuk stared at him in shock. A pursuit mark? Is that a skill? Then he asked, bewildered. Why would you go that far? Corsic replied without hesitation. Because they were threats. It was better to eliminate them in advance. Ju Hyuk went blank. I never ordered you to do that. Corsic continued calmly. That is because of the 3rd clause among the 3 commandments of summoned beings. Sure enough, it was written clearly in the system panel. The 3 commandments of summoned beings. A summoned being must prioritize the summoner's life above all else. A summoned being must obey the summoner's orders absolutely. In the event of a conflict between the 1st and 2nd commandments, the 1st takes precedence. Corsic added. In simple terms, obedience is absolute. However, if the summoner's life is at risk, obedience may be overridden. Ju Hyuk tried to scare him a little. So, for example, if I, the summoner, ordered you to harm me, would you disobey? Corsic answered immediately. Yes. Ju Hyuk frowned. But there is no danger there. Is not that just a subjective judgment? Corsic nodded. That is correct. The 3rd commandment can be interpreted from many perspectives. From my perspective, those men were risk factors that would inevitably threaten the summoner's life one day. And that is a very reasonable conclusion. Ju Hyuk shouted. That just makes you sound even more like a lunatic. Then he lowered his head. I am sorry. Corsic waved it off. It is fine. I have heard that many times before. Ju Hyuk reacted that way for a reason. It was not that he did not understand, but this kind of logic was dangerous. He imagined a scenario. What if I am walking down a crowded street with Corsic? I accidentally bump into someone who looks like a gangster. The guy turns around and glares at me, saying something like, "You wanna die? I will gouge your eyes out." Normally, it is just a threat. Nobody means it. But from Corsic's perspective, that guy would immediately become another head tied with a red bow. Ju Hyuk nervously bit his nails. Even so. Resurrection. Before he could finish, Corsic suddenly dropped to one knee. I apologize. I was wrong. Ju Hyuk froze. Why are you suddenly kneeling? Get up. Then he spoke firmly. Listen. Killing people does not help me. It only puts me in danger. Corsic looked genuinely confused. But no one knows. Ju Hyuk pressed on. You won't do it again, right? Corsic avoided his gaze. I cannot guarantee that. Ju Hyuk shouted. Promise me, unless there is an actual knife at my throat. Do not kill people based on your personal judgment. Seeing how serious Ju Hyuk was, Corsic finally nodded. Yes, sir. I will evaluate situations more carefully. Only then did Ju Hyuk let out a sigh of relief. That was a strong answer. All right. You can return now. Just as he said that, Corsic stopped him. By the way, summoner. Perhaps. He hesitated, then asked. Are not you going to climb the tower? Ju Hyuk clenched his fists. He is right, climbing the tower really is a once-in-a-lifetime opportunity. Still, doubt lingered. But honestly, it is dangerous. I could die. After some thought, Ju Hyuk asked cautiously. Are there other summoners, I mean people who can summon like me? Corsic nodded. Yes. He is brave. And very strong. Hearing the praise, Ju Hyuk suddenly felt ashamed. How pathetic. Someone using their power to save the world. He muttered. But I do not have the courage to risk my life. Corsic began. A true summoner. Before he could finish, Ju Hyuk interrupted. I know. I am a hopeless coward. But to his surprise, Corsic exclaimed with admiration. You are truly the best summoner. Ju Hyuk blinked. For a summoner, what is the most important quality? Prioritizing safety. Ju Hyuk could only reply. Yeah. Corsic grew increasingly excited. Courage is poison. Brave summoners are easy to find. They never know when they will die. And if you die, we cannot come out either. Ju Hyuk frowned. So it is connected like that. Corsic reassured him. Do not worry. I will handle all the dirty work. At those words, Ju Hyuk's eyes lit up. Summoner Bong, please stay safe and live to old age. Yet the next morning, Ju Hyuk woke up looking exhausted. I did not sleep well. He lay there, torn over whether to climb the tower. Then self-doubt crept in. Right, someone like me has no business climbing the tower. I should just be grateful. And live on. After all, his debt had disappeared. Along with the men who came to collect it. With that thought in mind, Ju Hyuk stepped outside in low spirits. I will just keep living a normal, safe life, he muttered. If I work hard like this, things will get better. But before he could even stretch properly, a sharp pain shot through his lower back. Wincing, Ju Hyuk hurriedly called his father. Yes, Dad. Are you doing okay? Are you still in rehabilitation? They are transferring you to a larger hospital. Life was not done throwing surprises at him yet. What? Mom got laid off. On the other end of the line, his father spoke calmly. That is right. But do not worry too much. I called because you had not been in touch. Ju Hyuk forced himself to sound upbeat. I will come visit next time. Let us eat together. Okay, his father replied, then added gently, do not push yourself too hard. Ju Hyuk swallowed the emotions rising in his chest. Yes. I will hang up now. When the call ended, his expression darkened completely. After that, Ju Hyuk gathered several items that had nothing to do with one another. Summoner Ju Hyuk put on personal protective gear and reassured himself. Just the first floor. I will only take a look and leave. If it seems dangerous, I can get out immediately. Besides, I took the whole day off today anyway. Still, he hesitated. Wait. I do not have to summon that lunatic Corsic, do I? Why not summon someone else? Who knows, maybe I will get a super special ultra rare. The system, however, shut that idea down instantly. Random summoning is currently on cooldown. Remaining time, 28 days, 11 hours, 8 minutes, 37 seconds. Ju Hyuk groaned. What, there is a cooldown, and it is a whole month. In the end, Corsic was summoned once more. Summoner Bong, thank you for the 5-star rating. Loyal and ready, please give your orders. Ju Hyuk could not bring himself to meet his eyes. Did he notice that I tried to summon someone else? He waved awkwardly. Hello. Welcome. I have decided, Ju Hyuk said. We are entering the tower. At that, Corsic praised him immediately. Oh, I see. You are very brave, sir. Do not forget what you said earlier, Ju Hyuk snapped. I am not allowed to be brave. He quickly added. Do not worry. I am just going to test the waters and leave. Corsic nodded approvingly. As expected, you are wise. Now, throw away those crude items. I will serve as the tool and bloodhound of Summoner Bong. I will ensure your safety and comfort. Once inside the tower, please do absolutely nothing. The intensity of his enthusiasm caught Ju Hyuk off guard. "Oh, okay. Sure." Then the system window appeared. "Would you like to enter the Korean Black Tower? Floor 1 is currently accessible." Ju Hyuk spoke carefully. "Well then. Let us go." Corsic curled his finger eagerly. "Yes." The moment Ju Hyuk confirmed the choice, the space around them warped instantly. Entering floor 1 of the Korean Black Tower. Ju Hyuk screamed in despair. "Wait." In an instant, they were swallowed by a blue space filled with cascading strings of data. Ju Hyuk's face turned deathly pale as he experienced the sensation of free fall. His scream echoed miserably through the void. When it finally stopped, Ju Hyuk landed hard on a stretch of golden sand. This was the inside of the Black Tower. He quickly scanned his surroundings. The first floor was a barren wasteland. Suddenly, Ju Hyuk's complexion turned a sickly shade of purple. Seeing his discomfort, Corsic stepped closer and patted him on the shoulder. "Are you all right, sir? You will adjust soon enough. Let us head outside the safe zone. Follow me." At the same time, the system's voice rang out. "Physical abilities have been enhanced according to your level. All attributes and combat skills are now available." Ju Hyuk stared at his hands in excitement. So this is what it feels like. As a player even at level 1 he felt surprisingly strong. Then another system notification appeared. Floor 1 mission, defeat 5 hard-skinned fat larvae. Time limit, 2 hours. Completion condition, eliminate 5 hard-skinned fat larvae. Failure condition, death or abandonment of the mission. After walking for a short while, Corsic suddenly spoke cheerfully. There they are. Ju Hyuk had done a bit of research beforehand. Floor 1 was meant to test a player's basic abilities. The hard-skinned fat larvae were essentially practice dummies, right? They had almost no offensive power, but their hides were notoriously tough, making them difficult to kill. Tension slowly crept into his chest. Even skilled players usually took around 30 minutes to clear this floor. After a brief moment, Ju Hyuk steeled himself and clenched his fist. "I am a player now too." He stepped forward boldly. "I will try killing one myself first." Corsic watched him with concern. "Do you really need to put yourself through unnecessary hardship like this?" A moment later, Ju Hyuk stood face to face with a fat larva. Only then did he start fumbling nervously. "Right. A weapon. I should borrow a weapon from Corsic." But the fat larva suddenly reared up. Before Ju Hyuk could react, it lunged forward. That was when Ju Hyuk realized something was very wrong. His face drained of color as he spun around. "Save me, Corsic." As if he had been waiting for those words, Corsic responded instantly. A wise decision. The next instant, he shot forward at lightning speed. With a single slash, the fat larva was split cleanly in half. Not stopping there, Corsic surged ahead enthusiastically. "Please step back." The sharp weapon in his hand allowed him to carve through the remaining larva with ease. Corsic paused briefly, then unleashed several arcs of energy at once. In the blink of an eye, the entire group of fat larvae was wiped out. Sword burst. After finishing, Corsic calmly walked back toward Ju Hyuk. Ju Hyuk, meanwhile, stood frozen in shock. Before his eyes, the fat larvae dissolved one by one, collapsing instantly. Then the system window appeared. You have completed the Floor 1 mission. Level up achieved. Reward, 100 mana stones. Notification. You have achieved an S completion rank on Floor 1 of the Korean Black Tower. S+ completion reward, Platinum badge awarded. Ju Hyuk felt as though he were floating with joy. What is this? That was way too easy. At this rate, I will be rich in no time. But what Bong Ju Hyuk did not know was this. Elsewhere, the same system message appeared before another person. A woman exercising in a different location. And then another. A young man with unreadable eyes. At that very moment, identical notifications were delivered to every player across South Korea. Meanwhile, Ju Hyuk was still absorbed in climbing the tower. You may challenge Floor 2 or exit the Korean Black Tower. Only then did he realize it. So you return home immediately after clearing a floor. Once outside, Ju Hyuk stared at his phone in stunned silence. Only 5 minutes had passed. Beside him, Corsic praised him warmly. Summoner Bong, excellent work. Ju Hyuk hurriedly waved his hands. No, I did not do anything. I just stood there. Corsic pointed at him. That was exactly the right thing to do. Ju Hyuk could not help thinking. He would heard that other players nearly collapsed from exhaustion trying to kill those larvae. Yet this had been absurdly easy. This does not make any sense at all. That battle also earned Ju Hyuk 2 items along with this. Ju Hyuk lifted the mana stone and examined it closely. A mana stone, his first time seeing one in real life. What he held in his hand was a mana stone, an indispensable resource in modern industry. Its price had dropped significantly since the early days when the towers first appeared, so it now sold for roughly 50,000 won per 100 grams. It had been 20 years since the Black Towers emerged across the world, and by now, most ordinary civilians possessed basic, common knowledge about them. Suddenly, Ju Hyuk paused. His gaze shifted to the badge lying beside the mana stone. A platinum badge, I have never even heard of something like this. Still, Ju Hyuk did not dwell on it too much. After all, he had just earned 50,000 won in barely 3 minutes. Meanwhile, Corsic said casually, I am going to watch a few episodes. A short while later, Ju Hyuk laid out a table full of food. Corsic, let us eat. Corsic's nose immediately went into overdrive. He sat down cautiously and asked, Is this spicy braised pork? Ju Hyuk shook his head. No. I ordered the regular one since you said you can't handle spicy food. Corsic hesitated before confessing, I thought I smelled something spicy. Ju Hyuk found himself speechless. He really can't eat spicy food. Corsic cheerfully picked up his chopsticks. Then, thank you for the meal and once again, thank you for your kindness. Only then did Ju Hyuk reply. It is not kindness or anything. By the way, Corsic. Yes. Ju Hyuk asked suddenly, is that just how you normally talk? Corsic tilted his head in confusion. What part do you mean? Ju Hyuk clarified, you drop the polite ending, sunita, at the end of your sentences. Corsic immediately explained, that is because I spent too much time with my previous summoner. A thought crossed Ju Hyuk's mind. Like picking up speech habits from an ex. If that was the case, it was probably an influence left over from his former summoner. Corsic spoke hesitantly, if it bothers you, I can change the way I speak. Ju Hyuk quickly waved his hands. No, keep it. It is fun. The two of them burst into laughter over the meal. At the very least, Ju Hyuk was sure of one thing now. The more he looked at Corsic, the more at ease he felt. The man did not seem all that dangerous. Or rather, Ju Hyuk realized he had let his guard down around Corsic. That is fine. A new day arrived. The next morning, Ju Hyuk stood staring at a chart pinned to the wall. He reflected on his routine working mornings at the convenience store and nights at the charcoal grill restaurant. I have decided to quit the daily temp job I have been doing on the side. Instead, I will stay home and clear the tower with Corsic. A perfect plan. Soon after, a few stern-sounding voices echoed through the room. Corsic looked dejected. Back to 5 stars again. I do not know what I should do. Ju Hyuk teased him, if I could give 10 stars, I would have. Hearing that, Corsic smiled brightly. I am glad you are satisfied. Ju Hyuk suddenly grew curious. But is the satisfaction rating really that important? Corsic explained, the better the rating, the greater the benefits. For example, higher manifestation time and needless to say, a higher chance of being summoned. Right after that, the system transported them once more. Entering floor 2 of the Korean Black Tower. As expected, the familiar notification appeared. Floor 2 mission, defeat 10 hard-skinned fat larvae. Completion condition, 10 hard-skinned fat larvae defeated. Failure condition, death or abandonment. Watching Corsic charge in headfirst, Ju Hyuk felt uneasy. The larvae on floor 2 were harder to deal with, they moved far more nimbly than he had expected. Ju Hyuk was still thinking. What should I even do on floor 2? Corsic replied immediately. There is no time for that. He confidently raised 3 fingers. This will take 3 minutes. That is all. With that promise, he added, I will finish quickly and escort you safely back home. From behind him, Ju Hyuk called out cheerfully. So, fried chicken tonight? Of course. Corsic did not hesitate. Thank you, sir. Just like before, Corsic dispatched the fat larva without much effort. Ju Hyuk muttered to himself. This is insane. Completely insane. The system message popped up. You have completed the Floor 2 mission. Level up achieved. Reward, 200 grams of mana stones. Notification. You have achieved an S+ completion rank on Floor 2 of the Korean Black Tower. S+ completion reward, Platinum badge awarded. Instead of relief, Ju Hyuk felt more uneasy. Another S+ this easily, is that really okay? It was too fast. Way too fast. He could probably clear floors continuously before his morning shift even started. Sure enough, another mission notification appeared almost immediately. Floor 3 mission, defeat ice larva. Corsic praised him casually, your landing stability has improved. Before Ju Hyuk could even process that, rewards poured in again. You have completed the Floor 3 mission. Level up achieved. Reward, 300 grams of mana stones. Notification. You have achieved an S+ completion rank on Floor 3 of the Korean Black Tower. And just like that, the climb continued far too smoothly. Corsic did not look like he was breaking a sweat at all. Corsic and Ju Hyuk happily slapped hands in celebration. S+ completion reward, Platinum badge awarded. S+ completion reward, Platinum badge awarded. Keeping up that momentum, Ju Hyuk was practically carried all the way to Floor 5. You have completed the Floor 5 mission. You have obtained 5 Platinum badges. Because you have accumulated 5 Platinum badges, an S+ special privilege will be granted. Hearing that, Ju Hyuk was stunned. A special privilege. The system screen appeared, providing an explanation. Special privilege, awakening attribute upgrade. Due to the effect of this special privilege, the number of simultaneous summons has increased to 2. At that moment, the system notification panel appeared, displaying the name Bong Ju Hyuk, the Korean Republic Black Tower Organization, Level 6, and attribute, Summoner. Ju Hyuk stared at it with wide eyes, rereading the information. 2 simultaneous summons. Does that mean I can bring along one more person? Even with just Corsic alone, everything had already been taken care of. The S+ completion rewards were absurdly good. If this turned into a long-term battle in the future, his chances of survival would be much higher. As for using another random summon, the cooldown still had more than 20 days remaining. I will need to be careful until then. So after 20 days, the 3 of them know, while he sat back and relaxed, those 2 would continue clearing floors with S+ rankings. Tomorrow, they would climb to Floor 6 and keep pushing forward. The next morning, in Hanam-dong, Seoul, inside the Awakener Management Bureau of the Republic of Korea, the senior officials fell into a moment of heavy silence. Gwang-il seemed to be waiting for something. When will it ring today? Morning, evening, maybe late at night? Mina suddenly approached him. You are thinking about the notification again, are not you? Gwang-il jumped in surprise. Director Lee, I told you not to read people's minds like that. Mina replied calmly. When I am curious, I can't help myself. Tension lingered as they exchanged words. So, is there a new notification? There is. Someone cleared Floor 6 of the Korean Black Tower with an S+ rank. In Gwangil's mind, the Black Tower, now constantly triggering global announcements, had been making waves. And every single notification reported an S+ clear, unquestionably by the same person, conquering floors 1 through 5 in perfect sequence. There was no longer any doubt. The owner of an unprecedented, overwhelmingly powerful talent had appeared. If they continue through floors 7, 8, 9, and 10. And every floor is cleared with S+. Before he could finish the thought, a third person slammed a hand down on the conference table. It was Bak Jong-soo, director of the Awakener Management Bureau. Frowning deeply, Jong-soo said, You both know this already, but until now, Korea's highest recorded clear rank has been a. We did not even know a higher rank existed. Or perhaps a single S+ cleared triggered the global announcement system retroactively. In today's international climate, Recruiting players through naturalization is common. There have even been secret abduction cases. Before another country snatches this player away, we must find them first. Monitor all newly registered players closely. 2 days passed. Inside a small apartment room, Corsic was washing dishes, grinning from ear to ear as if he would hit the jackpot. His roommate's voice rang out. "Corsic, today's floor 8, right?" "That is right," Corsic replied. Ju Hyuk smiled in quiet satisfaction. Clearing 1 floor per day without any difficulty after all. Up to floor 10 was essentially beginner territory. Everything was going smoothly. Soon, the two of them faced a new challenge together. Floor 8 mission: defeat 10 chain beast foot soldiers. You have completed the floor 8 mission. Level up. The monsters lunged toward them. Drawing their sharp blades infused with mana, they unleashed powerful strikes, each slash tearing through the horde. In the blink of an eye, the battle was over and the rewards poured in. 800 grams of mana stones, and a tower grade 5 recovery potion. Notification: you have achieved an S+ rank for floor 8 of the Korean Black Tower. Reward: Platinum Badge. Corsic scratched his head happily. We did great today. Entering the tower is the hardest part, after all. Ju Hyuk replied modestly. I did not really do anything. Yet before long, both of them were brimming with confidence. But thanks to you, climbing has been effortless. Do not get careless, Corsic warned. After floor 10, it won't be this easy anymore. Ju Hyuk thought to himself, we still cleared it in 3 minutes today. Should I get Corsic a gift? He then pulled money decisively from his wallet. You still have plenty of manifestation time. Go out and enjoy yourself before returning. Eat something good, just do not cause any trouble. Corsic's refusal caught Ju Hyuk completely off guard. I can't do that. Why not? Ju Hyuk pressed. I worked up all my courage just to make this offer. I can't leave Summoner Bong behind. I will just stay home and watch TV. Ju Hyuk froze for a moment. So absolute obedience does not apply in this case either. After a brief pause, he made a different decision. Then, should we order some fried chicken? Corsic immediately lit up. That sounds great. Without hesitation, Corsic picked up the phone. Then I will order something good. Yes, not spicy. Right, sweet honey butter cheese is fine. That one. While waiting, Corsic took some time to check the rewards. A new item had appeared, an exclusive recovery potion from the tower. Ju Hyuk decided this one should go to Corsic. Then he glanced at the rest of his loot. What should I do with all these mana stones? He had 3.6 kilograms stored in his inventory. If he sold them, he would make roughly 180 million won. I should seriously start thinking about selling them. Time flew by at breakneck speed, and before he knew it, the day of their 10th Black Tower climb had arrived. They were about to reach floor 10. Ju Hyuk lazily shrugged off his jacket. Man, I really want to quit my part-time jobs. At first, he would thought he was just going to step into the tower once or twice. Instead, he would been clearing 1 floor a day without breaking a sweat. Yesterday's floor 9, the man-eating forest of Siwa, had been absurdly easy. Well, not easy for Corsic. I had not done much, yet I still cleared the mission and received an S+ completion reward. It all felt unreal, too sweet, almost suspicious. Ju Hyuk found himself forgetting that Corsic was technically a mad assassin who had once sent 3 people to their deaths. He was genuinely satisfied. When he designated Corsic as his active summon, the system panel appeared once more. Corsic's satisfaction rating has reached 5 stars. Because of the continued accumulation of top-tier ratings, Corsic's manifestation time increased by 1 hour. Ju Hyuk felt even happier. Oh, giving the highest rating really does pay off. He sent a heart. Thank you, Summoner. I can now support you for 1 additional hour. Their exchange turned downright sugary. I am really looking forward to working with you. Just leave everything to me. And then floor 10. A cascade of notifications welcomed them. Entering the Korean Black Tower, floor 10. Physical abilities have been adjusted to match your level. Attributes and combat skills are ready. Ju Hyuk followed closely behind Corsic. Around floor 10, he could clearly feel the tower's internal calibration at work. Strength surged through his body, and a mysterious current of mana churned in his lower abdomen. So, Bong Joo-hyuk has become an untamable wild horse now. The very next second, Joo-hyuk quite literally transformed into a horse. Corsic, from now on, I will help too. Corsic vehemently refused. Absolutely not. If even a scratch appears on Summoner Bong, I would have to slam my head into the ground in apology. Joo-hyuk stood calmly in his new form. Do not worry. I am a wild horse now. Even so, Corsic remained unconvinced. Your encouragement and praise are already more than enough. But the determination in Joo-hyuk's blood boiled over. No, this time, I am fighting with you no matter what. The moment he saw the monster peeking out, however, cold sweat poured down his back. That is a floor 10 monster. A grasshopper the size of 10 humans emerged. Joo-hyuk trembled and reverted to his human form. How do other players even kill something like that? He instinctively stepped backward. Using 2 people to kill a mere insect would be embarrassing. Corsic blinked. Huh, what is embarrassing about that? Joo-hyuk tried to defend his pride. No, it is not. Before he could finish, the monster's wounded pride flared. It glared at them, preparing to crush both of them in one go. Joo-hyuk eagerly retreated to the rear, cheering instead. Go, Corsic. Before Corsic stood the giant grasshopper, its scythe-like claws gleaming. Joo-hyuk barely dodged in the nick of time. Activating Flash Step, Joo-hyuk repositioned instantly. In just a few short seconds, the grasshopper's claws shattered into fragments. The system notification appeared. You have completed the Floor 10 mission. Reward, 1 kilogram of mana stones. Tower recovery potion acquired. You have achieved an S+ completion rank for Floor 10 of the Korean Black Tower. Reward, Platinum Badge. Corsic spun gracefully, drawing a perfect arc with his blade and finishing the job. Joo-hyuk stared in disbelief at the flood of rewards. Another kilogram. That brought the total to 5 kilograms. Because he had already received special privileges for accumulating 5 platinum badges, the system seemed to anticipate his thoughts and immediately displayed another message. You have accumulated 10 platinum badges. Special privilege unlocked. Joo-hyuk excitedly opened the panel. So this is it. What kind of privilege now? A stream of new information appeared. You may copy 1 skill possessed by a summoned entity. Available skills. Explosive, Sword Shockwave. Cowardly Ambush. Poisoned Dagger Stab. Please specify the skill you wish to copy. Joo-hyuk blinked in amazement. Copying a skill. Corsic immediately realized Joo-hyuk did not fully understand and explained without hesitation. There is no need to ask, Summoner Bong. It is the Shadow Step skill that showed up for copying, right? Do not think too hard about it. You should learn Shadow Step. Joo-hyuk frowned, puzzled. Oh, and why is that? Corsic's answer was something no one would have expected. It is convenient for running away. If something happens to me, you will be able to slip away quietly. That single line struck straight at Joo-hyuk's pride. His face darkened. Running away. What does he take me for? Did I really look like the kind of person who would abandon everyone else just to save himself? At that moment, the system panel appeared. Skill acquired, Shadow Step. Shadow Step has been registered in the status window. Joo-hyuk's mood soured completely, his expression turning grim. Still, objectively speaking, agile footwork was undeniably important in combat. Were not movement techniques said to be the foundation of all fighting? Unsure whether it would even work in real life, Joo-hyuk tried practicing Shadow Step soon after. After repeatedly flashing around the room, he finally collapsed onto the floor, exhausted. If summoning works, then this should work too. There is no consistency at all. It is completely useless. Corsic nodded in agreement. I do not really know what it is either, but you are right. Another day passed, marking the 11th day of tower climbing. Joo-hyuk picked up his phone and made a call. The other end answered promptly. Yes, this is the Awakened Management Agency call center. Feeling awkward, Joo-hyuk stammered slightly. This is Bong Joo-hyuk. I am calling because I have awakened. A stream of congratulations followed immediately. I see. Congratulations, player. You are probably feeling confused right now. May a government support officer visit your home? Yes, my address is. Thank you for your cooperation. We will arrive as soon as possible. That was not actually what Ju Hyuk had intended. What he really wanted was to contact the Awakened Management Agency to sell his mana stones, easily the boldest decision he would made in his entire 25 years of life. At the agency headquarters, Mina walked step by step toward a luxurious car. Gwang-il was already seated inside. You are here, Director Lee, he said. What about the awakened individual from Daegu who contacted us yesterday? Mina slid into her seat and closed the door calmly. I do not think he is the owner of the S Plus records. Gwang-il cursed, under his breath. Damn it. I am not even sure that person really exists. The two continued their tense discussion. We received another awakening request today. Captain Jaeon, are you going as well? Yes. We need to investigate personally while we still can. Gwangil's voice hardened with resolve. Let us go. If it turns out to be him, we will recruit him into the elite unit even if we have to offer every benefit the agency can provide. Meanwhile, Ju Hyuk had thoroughly cleaned his small apartment in preparation for their arrival. A knock sounded at the door. Is anyone home? Awakened Management Agency. Ju Hyuk's anxiety spiked. They are here. He walked over and opened the door. Yes, I am coming. Hello. The place is small, but please come in. Gwang-il greeted him politely. Nice to meet you. I am Captain Jaeon Gwang-il from the agency. This is Deputy Director Lee Mina. She is also a player, so feel free to ask her anything. Ju Hyuk scratched his head awkwardly. There is a woman too, now I am even more nervous. He introduced himself. I understand. I am Bong Ju Hyuk. Mina suddenly stepped very close to his face, making Ju Hyuk's cheeks flush red. Too close. She whispered softly. It is you, is not it? S+. Ju Hyuk staggered backward in shock, his mind spiraling out of control. What the hell? Is there some way to identify an awakened person that I do not know about? He pressed his lips together and swallowed hard. For now, just deny it. Act normal. But his body betrayed him. He was stiff from head to toe. He lied mechanically. I think I have heard of that before. But that is not me. Ha. Ha. Mina, sharp-eyed as ever, caught it instantly. Look at that classic signs of lying. Gwang-il frowned, clearly irritated that she was using her mind-reading ability again. I told you not to probe other people. Director Lee Mina ducked slightly to avoid his incoming smack. I will be more careful. She then straightened herself and awkwardly tried to restore the atmosphere. I was rude to you, player. I apologize. Ju Hyuk replied nervously, sweat pouring down his back. It is fine. So she really was just probing him. Time passed, and Ju Hyuk continued his climb of the Black Tower. Before long, a new mascot appeared. I am Taebi, the mascot of the Korean Black Tower. The Black Tower itself was a terrifying sight, pitch black and so enormous that even the tallest skyscrapers on Earth could not compare to it. 20 years ago, the Black Towers had appeared across the world overnight. Nations immediately dispatched their militaries and scientists to uncover their secrets, but no one could even approach them. An invisible barrier blocked all physical access. So what were the towers? That question was answered when players appeared. The tower was structured like a game, where players climbed floor by floor. Outside the tower, they were ordinary people. Inside, however, they could wield powerful abilities and skills. With the rewards they earned, they upgraded their equipment and made massive contributions to the global economy. And if no one climbed a nation's tower, that country would fall behind. System announcements followed one after another. Tower collapse countdown activated. The countdown halts when a higher floor is successfully cleared. If no floor is cleared for 6 months, the countdown resumes and eventually, the tower collapses. 3 years ago, that was exactly how the city of Indiranagar in Mumbai vanished. In present-day Korea, each country possessed between 1 and 3 black towers. Fortunately, Korea had only one. It was located deep in the mountains of Gangwon province. The number of players was estimated at around 5,000 to 10,000, roughly 0.01% to 0.02% of the population. There simply were not that many. Even so, Korea's progress was steady. At present, Korea had reached floor 65, the second highest record in the world, surpassed only by the United States at floor 66. Society began to recognize a new profession, player, much like how humanity once ventured forth to explore new continents. Modern humanity was now exploring and studying the Black Towers. At that point, the video ended. Taebi addressed the awakened. You are the hope of this era. Why not register as an official player? You could even become a hero. Gwangil closed his laptop. That concludes the mandatory viewing. After watching it all, Ju Hyuk could not help but mutter. What is this embarrassingly blatant propaganda? It looks like a drug trial ad. Since he did not say it out loud, the process continued. Now we will ask a few questions to verify some details. The two officials began reviewing Ju Hyuk's post-awakening information. Mr. Bong Ju Hyuk, you truly awakened, correct? Yes. I entered the tower and cleared several floors. This is the mana stone I collected. Then this will be simple. What floor have you reached so far? Floor 10. Ju Hyuk's answer made the two officials from the Awakening Management Bureau glance at each other. Floor 10, that is the same floor as the S+ record. Mina's gaze sharpened, probing. Could it be him, the player Bong? She continued casually. Have you heard about the international notifications that have been a hot topic lately? Ju Hyuk froze again. He tried to calm himself down. Speak naturally. But his movements were stiff, almost robotic. S+ completion, right, I have heard about it. Whoever it is must be an incredible player. Luckily for him, Gwangil had not caught on yet. You do not need to be so tense. Mina carefully observed his every gesture. Is this just excessive nervousness? Still suspicious. Gwangil then pulled out the documents given to newly awakened players. I will explain the contract terms. Our government divides players into two paths. The first is the elite tower climbing team. The second is the general player group, where players plan and execute their own tower schedules independently. Think of it like freelancing. The elite team, on the other hand, works much more closely with the government's Awakening Management Bureau. They are obligated to challenge higher floors, but in return they receive extensive support and benefits. One of those benefits is personal protection outside the tower. Outside the tower, players are no different from ordinary civilians. And if you join the elite team, your annual base salary will be. While Gwangil continued rattling off numbers and clauses, Ju Hyuk sank into thought. If it gets out that I am the S record holder. He imagined reporters and cameras swarming him. Player Bong, there are rumors that you are a coward. Is it true that you do not have any friends? Just imagining it made him feel suffocated under the flashing lights. Becoming a public spectacle was the very last thing he wanted. When he snapped back to reality, Gwangil had finished explaining. So if you apply to the elite team, we will issue you a body-mounted camera to record your activities. Ju Hyuk cut him off immediately. Sir, I won't be joining the elite team. What? Ju Hyuk rubbed his palms nervously. The general group is fine for me. To be honest, I do not have much talent. Gwangil tried to go over the terms again, but Ju Hyuk shook his head. It sounds scary. I just want to stop at a reasonable point and receive reasonable rewards. That answer clearly disappointed Gwangil. Do not decide so quickly. Take some time to think it over. Ju Hyuk replied firmly. No, I have already decided. Mina let out a quiet sigh. She still had not found the S+ player. So it is not him either. Plenty of players chose to stop at a certain point and safely grind for easy profits, but this was the first time she would seen someone say it so bluntly during recruitment. Someone this cowardly was not qualified. Even if he volunteered for the elite team, he was exactly the kind of person they would never accept. The most important quality for the elite team was the will to climb. Returning to Ju Hyuk's situation, Mina bowed slightly. We respect your decision, player Bong. Thank you, Ju Hyuk replied. Gwangil then confirmed one last thing. Then can you enter the tower now? This is the final step to verify your awakening. Since a daily gate entry would be wasted otherwise, you might as well clear a floor while you are in there. Most people do. Ju Hyuk, still suspicious of their intentions, forced himself to stay calm. So that is how it is. They were still testing him, trying to see if he was the S+ holder. After a moment of thought, he made his decision. Then I will clear one floor. But I usually use up almost the entire time limit, so it could take close to 2 hours. The bureau agreed. That is fine. It is our job, after all. Do not feel pressured. Take your time, we will wait. Ju Hyuk stood up nervously. It will take a while, so feel free to watch TV. Help yourselves to anything in the fridge. I will be back. With that, the black tower gate opened and Ju Hyuk vanished. Left behind, the two officials spoke quietly. He really is awakened. What do you think? I am not sure about his talent, but he seems extremely timid. His speech and actions are completely withdrawn. I would bet he gives up on floor 11. Why do you think that? I have been through it myself. Floor 11 is where they test a player's fear. You mean the long-tailed burrowing centipedes? Exactly. They are not actually that hard to kill, but they are disgusting, and you have to kill 100 of them. Can someone that timid really handle that? I am certain he will retreat to the safe zone and abandon the mission. Your predictions are usually spot on. I will call the director and report that this lead is another dead end. Both of them had already concluded that Bong Ju Hyuk was a coward. Inside the Black Tower, Ju Hyuk summoned Corsic. Corsic accepted the command with enthusiasm. Loyalty acknowledged. Thank you for summoning me. A moment later, system windows appeared one after another. Floor 11 mission. Defeat 100 long-tailed burrowing centipedes. Time limit, 3 hours. Clear condition, defeat 100 centipedes. Failure condition, death or mission cancellation. The moment Ju Hyuk heard the mission details, his face turned pale. Why centipedes, and 100 of them? Corsic, on the other hand, looked delighted. I will take care of them quickly. 5 minutes will be enough to kill all 100 long-tailed burrowing centipedes. Ju Hyuk hurriedly tried to stall him. No. This time, hunt as slowly as possible. It has to take at least an hour so that no record notification appears. The problem is that there are eyes watching us from outside, and today, I might even have to kaijo the summon inside the tower. Corsic raised a finger in understanding. I see what you are planning. Ju Hyuk felt utterly foolish. Just entering the tower would have been enough to prove I am awakened. Why did I agree to climb a floor? Now I am stuck in this endless loop with a completely messed up record. Corsic began dealing with the monsters one by one. But to Ju Hyuk, it still felt far too fast. Corsic, slower. Even slower. Corsic immediately obeyed. After that, he deliberately toyed with the centipedes for a while, dragging things out. Good. This pace is much slower now. If it stays like this, everything should go smoothly. But Ju Hyuk failed to notice another centipede emerging from beneath his feet. Huh. Damn it. I need to use a skill and escape, but my body won't move. Just then, Corsic noticed. Abandoning everything else, he rushed straight toward Ju Hyuk. Summoner Bong, I am coming. He went berserk, slaughtering centipede after centipede, protecting a single person above all else. These filthy bastards, how dare they? His speed was terrifying. The centipedes could not even react. Ju Hyuk stared in disbelief. Wait, slow down, you are too fast. Monster corpses littered the forest floor as the two argued mid-battle. This was in order to slow the pace as much as possible. I refuse. The summoner's life takes priority. Ju Hyuk's plans were completely derailed. He could not stop Corsic's actions. No, do not if you keep going like this. A system message popped up. You have completed floor 11. Reward, 100 grams mana stone. Notification, you have achieved S+ rank completion on floor 11 of the Korean Black Tower. S+ completion reward, platinum emblem granted. Ju Hyuk could only curse under his breath. Damn it. He exited the Korean Black Tower in a thoroughly foul mood. Outside, the two bureau officials were still waiting. It has been 5 minutes. He probably gave up and came out by now. Suddenly, their system displays lit up. Mina frowned slightly and called out. Director Lee. That display. At the same moment, Ju Hyuk appeared right in front of them. Both of them stared in disbelief. No way. What just happened? The S Plus Floor 11 completion notification was still glowing before their eyes. Almost the instant Player Bong appeared. Ju Hyuk finally sighed and spoke the truth. I really did not want to resort to this. The two officials would have to stay silent now. A murderous aura filled the air. And the summoned Corsic appeared. Within the empty space, Corsic appeared. Sir Corsic lifted his sword. In a blur, he swept past the two officials, stopping right behind them in an instant. The sheer presence alone was enough to make their bodies tremble and stiffen. Ju Hyuk, drenched in sweat, demanded sharply. Who ordered you to take their heads? The interrogation was directed at Player Bong Ju Hyuk himself, Mina included, without exception. Player Bong Ju Hyuk. His voice echoed through the space. I am very sorry. I am sorry. I am truly sorry. In reality, the two could only stand there in shock. IMS. Ju Hyuk immediately softened, asking anxiously if they were all right. Then he hurriedly stepped backward. I am sorry. Guanyil lunged forward. Are you okay? Cold sweat suddenly poured down Ju Hyuk's body. His breathing grew heavy, ragged. He was gasping for air. Maybe I really am a little paranoid, Ju Hyuk thought quietly. Without even realizing it, he spoke aloud. Ah. Yes. I am fine. Facing Guanyil, he listened as the man got straight to the point. Then I will explain again. Our elite climbing team truly needs talent like yours, Player Bong. Ju Hyuk clutched his chest reflexively. Ah. This is really awkward. Oh, could this be some kind of misunderstanding, he hurriedly added. My floor 11 clear might have just been confused with another player's. Wow, how could something like that even happen? It is almost surreal. He continued rambling. Anyway, the timing was just a little too perfect. Ju Hyuk abruptly cut him off. Ah no, I am innocent, sir. Ah sorry. I think the way you talk is rubbing off on me. Either way, that definitely was not me. The situation only deepened Guanjul's suspicion. You are seriously saying that was not you? Ju Hyuk nodded nervously. Yes, that is what I mean. Guanyil let out a tired sigh. I understand. Ju Hyuk could only laugh awkwardly. Haha. Yes. That is exactly what I am saying. Guanyil quickly pulled out a contract tablet. Since your awakening has been confirmed, we will proceed with the contract. Ju Hyuk trembled as he took it. This is a premium contract. I clearly asked for a standard one. Guanyil pointed at the document with confidence. No, this is on a completely different level from ordinary cases. You could say this is a one-of-a-kind contract in the entire industry. Officially, it is known as. He flipped the cover. A superior contract. A top-tier player contract for specially designated targets. Ju Hyuk's future unfolded before his eyes. Personal bodyguards, an annual salary of 12 billion won, government-provided real estate, VIP of VIP concierge services, and airtight security guarantees. An image of the hammer of law appeared in his mind along with absolute authority. Is not this basically being above the law, Ju Hyuk thought. Is this really okay? He fell into heavy contemplation. This is basically nobility. Guanyil continued to tempt him with benefits. At present, only player EU Min ranked number 1 in Korea receives Dai-yu like this. He grew more animated by the second. Take your time reviewing it. It includes every benefit the nation can possibly offer. After a long moment of silence, Ju Hyuk made his decision. And then he shouted. I won't become a player unless it is a standard contract. His firmness visibly rattled Guanyil. Why are you rejecting it so decisively? Ju Hyuk lowered his gaze and explained. I do not like the spotlight. The staff member's eyes turned toward him like shop clerks eyeing a customer. If people pay attention to me, it feels like a burden. A polite voice echoed in his head. What style are you looking for today, sir? He panicked. And no, I just wandered in by accident, please, let me leave quickly. When attention becomes a burden, it turns into pressure. Even a cafe clerk's kindness. You are a regular, are not you? I have served you many times. Please come again. Was enough to exhaust him. I won't be able to come back here again, Ju Hyuk thought, his heart heavy. From his explanation alone, the two officials finally understood. In short, he was extremely introverted. Ju Hyuk collapsed back and cried out. Climbing the tower has been fun so far, but I am only on floor 11. The future's uncertain, and I am not confident yet. Gwangyil narrowed one eye, thinking it through. In that case, it might be better to give a little ground for now. He spoke at last. I understand, then we will proceed with a standard contract. And just like that, the agreement was signed by both parties. Anyone watching the scene would have felt frustrated. They would have said he should have signed the premium contract without hesitation, climb the tower while enjoying every possible benefit. But a premium contract always came with responsibilities equal to the privileges it granted. Once everything was settled, the two officials prepared to leave. Even if you do not want to climb higher floors, they warned, you won't be able to avoid it entirely. Those teams existed solely to sweep through the upper levels. Ju Hyuk glanced aside, unease lingering in his eyes. I do not want to work under that kind of pressure. I am fine with a life that is just a little easier than before. Sometime later, in a high-rise building. The Awakened Management Bureau, Hanam-dong, Seoul. Commissioner Jong-soo went straight to the point. Team leader, this is completely different from the interim report. Did not you tell me over the phone that he was timid, that he lacked ambition and had no intention of climbing higher? Across from him, Gwangyil admitted it frankly. That is correct. Which is exactly why it was so shocking that someone like him achieved an S+ rating. He nodded. Yes. Jong-soo still looked bewildered. I just can't make sense of it. But Gwangyil had begun to grasp Ju Hyuk's unusual personality. The image of Ju Hyuk's bewildered expression surfaced in his mind. He is surprisingly ordinary. Painfully so, if I am being honest. That only made Jong-soo more suspicious. Is it possible you misjudged him? Mina had already assured him otherwise. That is impossible. The timing lines up perfectly. Those words made Jong-soo slam his hand on the desk. Then what does it matter if he is ordinary? His talent is unmatched. Bring him into the elite team no matter what it takes. Gwangyil stiffened in alarm but answered immediately. Understood, Commissioner. We will bring him into the elite team. Meanwhile, Ju Hyuk was fuming. I already said no. He mulled it over internally, wearing the expression of someone genuinely furious. Then he turned sharply and demanded. And what is this supposed to be? Everything's been exposed now, has not it? Korsak scratched his head lightly. I am sorry. Ju Hyuk sighed, calming himself. But pretending to be angry is exhausting too. Then he warned him flatly. Do that one more time, and you will get nothing. I will cancel the summoning immediately. Korsak straightened and answered at once. Yes, my lord. Sometime later, they entered a frozen region. Floor 12 of the Korean Black Tower. Floor 12 mission. Eliminate 20 ice monsters. Time limit, 3 hours. Completion condition, ice monsters defeated 0/20. Failure condition, death or mission cancellation. Upon hearing the mission details, Ju Hyuk trembled slightly. Extremely light. And slow. Korsak was already present. Yes. His straightforward response pleased Ju Hyuk. Good. You answered properly this time, without hesitation. I think I can trust you on this one. If I clear floor 12 too quickly, he thought, the agency might start getting suspicious again. However, the temperature quickly became a problem. It is freezing. Ju Hyuk stood still. I prepared myself for this, but it is colder than I expected. Just endure a little longer. Korsak glanced back, searching for his summoner. You do not look well. Ju Hyuk's condition made him panic. My lord, are you all right? Knowing he would only become a burden, Ju Hyuk pretended otherwise. I am fine. But Korsak had gone pale. I will finish this as fast as possible and take you back to somewhere warm. Ju Hyuk hurriedly tried to stop him. No, I am fine, so did slowly. You have to listen to what people say. Korsak's blade sliced cleanly through an icefox. If this continues, you will catch a cold. A cold is an incurable illness. The life of Summoner Bong is in danger. Ju Hyuk could only give in, helpless against his absolute obedience. Just do it. The result appeared shortly after. Notification. You have achieved an S completion rating on floor 12 of the Korean Black Tower. Reward, a platinum badge has been granted as a record of your S+ achievement. The news immediately reached Gwonil. Player Bong Ju Hyuk. Did you really just clear floor 12? The response on the other end was calm. Yes, but floor 13 will probably be a bit more difficult. Back in the room, Korsik beamed. It is warm now, my lord. You can rest. Then he added cheerfully. I will go watch some TV, then. Before he could move, Ju Hyuk dismissed him, canceling the summoning. Ju Hyuk complained bitterly. How dare you think about watching TV, disobedient ones get nothing. At that moment, the next mission arrived. Black Tower, floor 13. Mission, survive the trap-filled corridor. Korsik pulled Ju Hyuk tightly into his arms. This time, there really is no other choice. There are too many obstacles here, and you could be injured, Summoner Bong. Ju Hyuk froze in shock. Wait. After taking a deep breath, Korsik charged forward. I will pass through the trap mechanisms immediately. The system rang out. Notification. You have achieved an S completion rating on floor 13 of the Korean Black Tower. They moved on without pause. On floor 14 of the Black Tower, Korsik cut down monsters while shouting warnings. These big-eyed flying creatures have extremely fast attacks with a wide area of effect. You could be injured, Summoner Bong. I will handle them the same way as before. The outcome was swift. Notification. You have achieved an S completion rating on floor 14 of the Korean Black Tower. Ju Hyuk finally gave up resisting fate. Fine. Whatever happens, happens. Money was transferred into his interbank electronic account. Proceeds from selling magic stones, 2,750,000 won. Standard Player Support Fund, 2 million won. Ju Hyuk stroked his chin in disbelief. 2.75 million from magic stones, 2 million from the Standard Player Fund. And the magic stones from floors 11 to 14 weigh about 5 kilograms, so that is roughly another 2.5 million. He broke into a grin. So I made about 7 million won in just 14 days. His imagination ran wild. If I can reach floor 20 without problems like this, just the magic stone rewards alone would be around 2 kilograms per run. If the agency handles the transactions, that is about 1 million won per day. No fees. No taxes. Pure income 1 million a day. A life with a monthly income of 30 million won is waiting for me. He glanced around his room. Look at that, this is better than any part-time job. The next day, Ju Hyuk summoned Korsik again. Korsik knelt low to the floor, bowing deeply. Despite my grave sin of disobeying orders and failing to restrain myself, you still granted me a perfect evaluation. I do not know how to atone for this. He lifted his head, pleading. From floor 15 onward, please allow me to complete the missions freely. I won't hold back anymore. Ju Hyuk hesitated, running a hand through his hair. Can you really do that? Then he sighed. Well, the agency already knows everything anyway. But another thought crept in. If floor 15 is another S+, that means another platinum badge. In the end, greed won. There is a high chance I will gain another special privilege. I have started to become greedy, but the more privileges I have, the safer I will be. He thrust his fist forward decisively. Let us go, Korsik. Korsik nodded and followed. Yes, my lord. They entered floor 15 of the Korean Black Tower, a garden filled with monsters wielding weapons. Floor 15 mission. Defeat 20 goblins. Hiding behind a tree, Ju Hyuk observed carefully. This is the first time I have seen humanoid monsters. There are not many of them, but they are intelligent. From this point on, even with useful information, clearing stages won't be easy. Korsik looked thoughtful as well. If even one escapes, it will call for reinforcements. Goblins are extremely cunning, stay well hidden. After a moment, he smiled slyly. I will eliminate them one by one. A skill-activated Korsik vanished into invisibility. Will I be able to learn something like that someday? Ju Hyuk wondered. Under the veil of invisibility, the goblins fell one by one. This is insane. They are dropping without ever knowing why. The system announced the result once more. Notification. You have successfully completed floor 15. Your level has increased. Rewards. 5 kilograms of magic stones. Exclusive tower reward. 5 healing potions. Notification. You have achieved a clear S+ rank on floor 15 of the Korean Black Tower. S clear reward. You have received a platinum badge. You may now challenge floor 16. After the battle, Ju Hyuk and Korsik left in high spirits. Back in the room, Ju Hyuk opened his palm and summoned his storage. A cascade of badges spilled out before his eyes. So that makes 15 platinum badges in total. He pondered quietly. Just like last time. A system message appeared. A special privilege has been unlocked for collecting 15 platinum badges. Ju Hyuk's face lit up. That is it is here. He smiled broadly. When I collected 5 badges, I got a skill enhancement privilege. At 10 badges, I gained a skill copy ability. He swallowed in anticipation. So what do I get this time? A system notification screen appeared. Platinum badge accumulation reward 15, energy shield set granted. The reward was transferred instantly into the tower exclusive inventory. A moment later, a bracelet materialized in front of Ju Hyuk, catching him off guard. Energy shield. The system provided a detailed explanation. Energy shield set. Protects the user with a defensive shield that absorbs incoming damage. The shield disappears after absorbing a fixed amount of damage. Cooldown time, 5 hours. Shield effectiveness scales with the user's level. Almost immediately, a translucent suit of armor enveloped Ju Hyuk's body, and he could feel its presence at once. Oh, this is basically full body armor. And there was no tower-only restriction tag. Which meant he could use this energy shield even in the real world. As that realization sank in, Ju Hyuk glanced down at the bracelet on his wrist and began calculating silently. If I sold this on the market, how much would it go for? 2 billion won, 3. Should I just sell it outright and quit climbing the tower? No, he shook his head internally. The higher the floor, the better the rewards. Having made up his mind, the protagonist turned eagerly toward the assassin. Hey, Korsik. Think we can clear floor 16 with an S+ right away? Korsik, who was in the middle of gnawing on a chicken leg, turned around and replied calmly. Clearing the floor itself is guaranteed, but S+. We will need to be cautious. I can't promise we will achieve that rank. This genuinely surprised Ju Hyuk. Really, then what do we do? Do not tell me I have to sell the bracelet. Elsewhere, Director Lee Kyung-soo was questioning his 2 subordinates. How long has it been since the S completion notifications stopped? Mina and Gwang-il answered quickly. Today makes exactly half a month. It seems he is stuck on floor 15. That made the bald director slam his hand down on the desk in irritation. Damn it, heaven truly has no eyes, such talent, wasted on an absurdly timid player. Gwang-il added worriedly. The difficulty spikes sharply starting from floor 16. I doubt player Bong will give up so easily. Let us wait a bit longer. No sooner had he finished speaking than his phone rang. After reading the message, he hurriedly reported. Player Bong Ju Hyuk is on his way to the Awakened Management Bureau. He wants to use the player shop. Lee Kyung-soo seemed to realize something and asked urgently. The player shop, what? Do not tell me he is farming floor 15 just to earn money for equipment. Gwang-il nodded without hesitation. That seems likely. When I visited his house to verify his awakening, he was fighting bare-handed. At that point, Lee Kyung-soo slammed both hands onto the desk. How can someone be this foolish? We misunderstood player Bong completely without realizing it. When he arrives, give him whatever he wants at the lowest possible price. Rewind to 15 days earlier. Ju Hyuk, who was just about to dismiss Korsik, looked at him, his face pale and stiff, and asked again. Pardon. What did you just say, my lord? Ju Hyuk slipped on his jacket and replied coldly. Stab me with that knife. After receiving confirmation from his master, Korsik grew even more panicked. Why me? If you hate me that much, you can just dispose of me instead. The protagonist extended his hand again and explained his intentions more clearly. Stab my hand. If you are scared. I am just testing whether the energy shield actually works. Even as he said it, Ju Hyuk complained inwardly. I never said anything about killing me. It is just a light stab. Why is he making such a big deal out of it? Across from him, Corsic shook his head violently. I did not hear anything, I am deaf, I can't hear a thing. That attitude finally drove Ju Hyuk up the wall. This is infuriating, fine then I will do it myself. As he spoke, he grabbed Corsic's knife and plunged it straight into his own abdomen. Blood splattered instantly. At that point, Corsic was terrified to the point of tears. That cursed hand, how dare it stab Summoner Bong, stop it at once. Ju Hyuk turned back and shouted. Damn it, I stabbed myself without activating the shield, just sit still. While yelling, he pulled out a recovery potion and poured it directly into the wound. Afterward, Corsic grabbed him firmly by the shoulders and pleaded. Do not ever do something like that again. Spit flew all over Ju Hyuk's face as he spoke. Ju Hyuk could only nod vaguely in response. Yeah, I get it. Let us finish the hunt. After that, Corsic charged forward at full speed, wiping out every enemy in sight, while Ju Hyuk quietly hid behind him. At most, number 3 will finish everything in 10 minutes. I will use this time to practice my skills. He muttered softly, and his body became hazy before darting forward at lightning speed. Oh, so this is how it feels. Now he understood why Corsic had recommended this skill first. Complete freedom of movement. Perfect for running away. Just as that thought crossed his mind, Ju Hyuk suddenly noticed a blue glow ahead of him. It was a goblin lying on the ground. That made him hesitate. A goblin, is it hiding from Corsic here? Up ahead, the goblin spotted him and immediately lunged an attack. Fortunately, Ju Hyuk reacted quickly, activating his white shield skill in time to block its bite. He even followed up with a reflexive kick, smashing the goblin's teeth and lips together. Its body flew backward, catching Corsic's attention. Nice pass, kid, you playing soccer now. As he spoke, Corsic swung his sword and cleaved the goblin cleanly in half. But then his eyes widened as realization hit him. He kicked off the ground and flew straight toward Ju Hyuk, shouting at the top of his lungs. Summoner Bong, are you all right? No wait, did you fight a goblin just now? How are you? Are you hurt anywhere? No, but... Ju Hyuk answered while quickly checking his own body. Corsic even went as far as sniffing under his arms. That left Ju Hyuk visibly flustered. I am fine. But Ju Hyuk's calm response seemed to irritate Corsic instead, prompting him to scold the protagonist sternly. How many times have I told you, being too brave is dangerous? Summoner Bong. Ju Hyuk covered his ears to block out the nagging. Sorry, I will be more careful. My ears are killing me. Half a month had passed since floor 15, and by now Ju Hyuk had grown accustomed to his skills. His accumulated magic stones totaled 22.5 kilograms, worth about 11.25 million won at market price. Inside his room, Gwang Il's voice came through the phone. Player Bong, thank you for calling. Ju Hyuk replied, hello. Can I visit the player shop now? Of course, we will send a staff member to your location immediately, Gwang Il said. But Ju Hyuk quickly declined. No need. I will come myself. After hearing that, Gwang Il seemed determined to escort Ju Hyuk in person no matter what. There is really no need to feel awkward about it, he insisted. This is a benefit even regular contract holders receive. You can easily sell magic stones, trade assets. Only then did Ju Hyuk finally relent. Oh. Okay, then. I will wait. And just like that, a luxury vehicle arrived almost immediately to pick Ju Hyuk up and take him to the exchange. The moment he stepped out of the car, Gwang Il was already waiting for him. It has been a while, Player Bong, welcome to the Management Bureau. Ju Hyuk bowed politely in return. Hello, team leader. This really is VIP treatment, he thought to himself. Gwang Il quickly ushered him inside. After Ju Hyuk placed his hand on the scanner, a mechanical voice announced. Vein data for player Bong Ju Hyuk has been successfully registered. Once that was done, Gwang Il turned to him. From now on, you can use the player shop anytime without calling ahead. Would you like some guidance on how to shop? Ju Hyuk lowered his head and smiled awkwardly. Oh, no. I will just browse on my own. The moment he stepped inside, another voice rang out. Welcome to the player shop. Inside the main hall, countless items were displayed inside gleaming glass cases. Ju Hyuk could not help but marvel. A shop exclusively for players. This place is ridiculously fancy. Why is not there anyone else here? Are the items just that expensive? Either way, he needed to sell his magic stones first. Ju Hyuk promptly pulled out all of his magic stones for the transaction. The clerk informed him. The current market price is 11.25 million won. The funds will be deposited into your account within 3 days. Ju Hyuk scratched his cheek and asked, Can I use that money here right away? The clerk nodded. Of course. You may use it immediately. Enjoy your shopping. Ju Hyuk turned and walked away, his face slightly pale from all the social interaction. Buy fast and go home. Shopping fever, he muttered to himself. Meanwhile, elsewhere, Lee Kyung-soo was asking about player Bong's shopping progress. Is everything going smoothly? Gwang-il reported. Yes. I am monitoring it now. I told the other players that the shop is closed today. And the prices? Lee Kyung-soo pressed. Gwang-il answered calmly. I instructed the staff to apply a 90% discount. The timid type might refuse free items outright because it feels too burdensome. Seeing how carefully he had thought it through, Lee Kyung-soo finally nodded in satisfaction. Well done. Back to Ju Hyuk. The items he purchased from the player shop were Adamant Mace 2 million won. Basilisk Leather Boots 3 million won. After personally testing the quality of both items, Ju Hyuk realized something. I have heard that even standard equipment usually costs 20 to 30 million won. The team leader came out to greet me personally. No matter how you look at it, this is special treatment. Nothing in this world is truly free. This is way too much pressure. Still, the boots are really nice. With the full body protection already covered by the energy shield, all thanks to that reward. He would told himself not to get greedy while climbing the tower, but the rewards were just too tempting. The protagonist smiled to himself. Time passed quickly, and before he knew it, the next day had arrived. Corsic was summoned once again by Ju Hyuk. The moment he appeared, he struck his familiar, flamboyant greeting pose. Greetings, Summoner Bong. It is an honor to be summoned by you once more. Shall we resume the Floor 15 mission today? Ju Hyuk shook his empty hand. No. We are going to Floor 16 today. My summoning skill has cooled down, so I can summon one more person now. Next, Ju Hyuk began muttering words of good luck under his breath, then shouted loudly. Random summon. As soon as the skill activated, a hazy purple silhouette appeared inside the room. The figure quickly grew larger and larger until its head smashed straight through the ceiling. Ju Hyuk's expression froze, the very definition of constipated disbelief. What? What the hell did I just summon? My security deposit. He cried silently in his heart. When the hazy light covering the figure finally faded away, a massive, fur-covered body appeared before the two of them. Ju Hyuk could not help but wonder. Is that a person? Or a monster? Before Ju Hyuk could even react, Corsic had already launched himself forward with a flying kick, shouting at the top of his lungs. You idiot! Both of his feet slammed straight into the giant's face. And he did not stop there. The assassin followed up with a relentless barrage of kicks, cursing non-stop as he attacked. Why did it have to be you, huh? You actually showed up. Who do you think you are, ruining people's lives like this? Die already, what is with that look? Lower your eyes, you bastard, over here. Seeing Corsic this furious, Ju Hyuk could not help but think to himself. Huh, do they know each other? The big guy, however, did not seem to feel any pain from Corsic's assault at all. It does not hurt. Feels like an itch, he said calmly. At that point, number 3 had already drawn his weapon, clearly ready to escalate things. Oh yeah, let us see if you can still say that after I take your head off. I will even tie a cute little bow on it for you. Just as Corsic was about to charge in and tear the giant apart, Ju Hyuk rushed in between them, frantically spreading his arms. Stop, please stop, one broken ceiling is more than enough already. I am begging you, be serious for a second. Ju Hyuk pleaded desperately. Corsic froze, and after a few seconds of forced calm, Ju Hyuk continued. Corsic, step back a bit. I need to talk to our new guest here. Corsic shrugged in response. No need to bother, Summoner Bong. This guy's infamous. He is known for being an absolute idiot, probably does not even know the 3 principles of the summoned. The giant immediately protested. I do know the 3 principles, I studied really hard. Oh yeah, Corsic sneered. Then recite them. The giant raised his thick fingers and began counting awkwardly. First, obey the summoner. No. Absolute rebellion. Second, the summoners. Understand value before conflict. His voice trailed off. And third is. He stammered, unable to finish. After barely a few lines, it already looked like his brain was about to start smoking. Sure enough, number 3 exploded. See. You pulled a defective unit, we need to kill him so he can't be summoned again for the next 100 days. Ju Hyuk's eyes nearly rolled out of his head. There is a rule like that too. Groaning internally, he pulled up the giant status window. Category, Meat Shield Barbarian of the Foolish Great Plains Tribe. Name, unknown. Rarity, rare. Type, Humanoid Barbarian Warrior. Duration, 10 hours. Satisfaction, none. Resummon cooldown, 3 hours begins upon dismissal. The moment Ju Hyuk finished reading, his face visibly darkened. R rank. That is the lowest possible pull. He sighed. This is kind of disappointing. Maybe I should just wait a month and try again. What followed was Ju Hyuk's impromptu interview with the giant. What is your name? Do not know. Forgot. Do you know why you are here? No. Do you know anything about the tower? Nope. Do not know. Do not remember. By the time the interview ended, Ju Hyuk felt a vein throbbing in his head. Seriously. This is so frustrating. With a deep sigh, he muttered. I guess I will just read the detailed description instead. At that very moment, Ju Hyuk suddenly felt his consciousness being pulled away. This feels just like what happened with Corsic, he realized. I am being dragged into his memories. But where am I? Spread out before him was a vast, open grassland. On it, the giant man was running around happily, leaping and playing without a care in the world. He was a barbarian warrior of the Great Plains tribe of pure, simple existence who found happiness merely by blending into nature itself. Innocent to the core. Yet despite that innocence, his physical abilities were top tier. Tragically, however, he was so foolish that he could not even remember his own name. Eventually, he was deceived by a fake hero. Tricked and manipulated, the barbarian was forced into battle as nothing more than a living shield during the war against the demon Hydra. Relying solely on his powerful body, he endured the Hydra's breath and counterattacked. He tore apart the monsters' heads one by one, completely unaware that his own flesh was melting away. He fought for a single purpose: to protect his companions. In the end, he died. His body dissolved under the accumulated acid breath, while his so-called allies mocked him as he perished. What an idiot, thanks a lot, ha ha ha, we won so easily because of you. Ju Hyuk's consciousness snapped back to the present. After witnessing the giant's memories, everything finally made sense. So that is it. That is why he is called a meat shield. Ju Hyuk clenched his fist. So what if he is stupid, damn it. With that thought, he extended his hand forward and spoke warmly. Welcome. Let us climb the tower together. First things first, let us give you a name. Do you like barber or meatball? The giant tilted his head. I do not know. Ju Hyuk pressed him gently. Just pick one, barber or meatball. After thinking hard, the giant finally answered. Meatball. Ju Hyuk smiled and declared confidently. Do not worry, meatball. I will make sure you are happy. Do you trust me? The foolish giant nodded enthusiastically. Meatball trusts the summoner. Whatever you say, I will do. Seeing that level of loyalty, Ju Hyuk made his decision. He turned to Corsic behind him and said. Then it is settled. From now on, Corsic, you and I are teammates. Let us work together. Is that okay? Corsic trembled slightly, his face turning pale as he muttered, "What the hell is this?" But after a few seconds of rapid calculation, he obediently nodded like a well-trained puppy. "Fine. If you say so. I suppose he is a reliable meat shield. I will discipline him properly and train him into something respectable." He spoke with absolute confidence, which in turn fired Ju Hyuk up. "Perfect, then let us head straight to floor 16. "Yes, sir," Corsic replied, then immediately turned to Meatball and barked. "Meatball, you're supposed to respond." "Yep," Meatball answered cheerfully. That only made Corsic angrier. He kicked Meatball in the leg and snapped, "Do not copy me, you idiot." Watching the scene, Ju Hyuk could only sigh inwardly. A painfully timid player, a deranged assassin, and a painfully simple meat shield. On paper, this sounds like a complete disaster. But somehow, we will make it work. Setting those thoughts aside, the three of them stepped into floor 16. The system announced promptly, "You have entered floor 16 of the tower. Korea Lighthouse. Your physical abilities have been enhanced to match your level. Traits and combat skills are now available. Floor 16 mission. Eliminate 30 Goblin Scouts. Time limit, 5 hours. Progress, 0 per 30 Goblin Scouts defeated. Failure conditions, death or mission abandonment." Just like on the previous floors, Corsic took the lead, speaking as he advanced. "Summoner Bong, please activate your energy shield. Be ready to use Blink at any moment. There are 8 goblins. They use needle launchers, so we never know when they will strike." As if on cue, goblins revealed themselves from behind the trees. One of them, perched high above, aimed its blowgun directly at Ju Hyuk and fired with full force. A needle tore through the air. Thankfully, Corsic's instincts kicked in instantly. He caught the projectile bare-handed, but the moment still sent a wave of panic through Ju Hyuk. When their opening attack failed, the remaining goblins abandoned stealth and rushed in from all 4 directions. As usual, Ju Hyuk immediately retreated, taking cover behind a large rock. Corsic stood his ground, swinging his sword to deflect every incoming projectile. "I will return these to them," he shouted. Even so, a barrage of darts continued to slam into the rock, cracks spreading rapidly across its surface. Ju Hyuk clenched his teeth as he analyzed the situation. They were lying in wait for us. There had to be more than 50 of them. Without hesitation, he turned and issued an order to their newest companion. "Meatball, go up front and block them." Meatball's gentle eyes flared with a golden light. He crouched slightly, then launched himself powerfully into the air. Below him, the goblins froze in terror when they saw a massive figure descending from the sky. Some of them nearly pissed themselves as they panicked and tried to scatter in all directions. Even Corsic, noticing a massive shadow spreading across the ground, instinctively glanced back. In the very next instant, Meatball's enormous body slammed into the earth. Boom! The shockwave blasted the goblins flying in every direction. The impact was so overwhelming that even Corsic himself was sent tumbling away by the pressure of the landing. The most stunned person of all was Ju Hyuk. Oh my god! They're being completely overwhelmed physically. All around them, the remaining goblins were desperately blowing darts until they were drenched in sweat. Yet when the needles struck Meatball's body, they could not even scratch his skin. "Does not hurt. Feels like a tickle." Having received the order to wipe them out, Meatball muttered softly before charging forward. His massive arms swung wildly like pistons, smashing every goblin in his path. Watching from behind, Ju Hyuk could only gape in disbelief. This barbarian warrior is only R rank, just in terms of combat power. He should be SR, maybe even SSR. This makes no sense. Was he ranked R just because he is stupid? Time flew by, and after clearing floor 16, Ju Hyuk treated Meatball to several boxes of fried chicken. "You did great today, Meatball. Eat up," Ju Hyuk said enthusiastically. Meatball responded by shoving chicken legs into his mouth non-stop. "Kitchen very tasty," he said happily. Corsic immediately chopped him on the back of the neck. "Chicken, you idiot, does chicken look like a duck to you? And do not stuff your face like that." Saying that, Corsic grabbed a piece himself and instantly burst into flames. "Holy hell, why is this so spicy?" Meatball laughed at him. "The assassin is too weak. Looks like a fool." Hearing this, Ju Hyuk sighed in frustration. Can you two not get along for even 1 minute? Just as Ju Hyuk took a bite himself, Meatball suddenly spoke again. Summoner is a good person, gives Meatball kitchen, Meatball give life. He pounded his chest solemnly in a vow, making Ju Hyuk feel oddly embarrassed. Hey. Compared to what you have done, chicken is nothing. Honestly, I am the one who should be relying on you guys. From now on. Before he could finish, Corsic kicked Meatball square in the face. It is chicken, not kitchen, you idiot. Ju Hyuk snapped, completely thrown off. You scared the hell out of me. Why would you interrupt him while he is eating happily? That was a touching moment. Corsic bowed his head apologetically. I am sorry. It is just. That brat Meatball clearly needs some education. As he spoke, he shot an annoyed glance at the giant who was still eating while the summoner was distracted. Time passed, and the next day arrived. Today, the party was preparing to assault Floor 17. With his enhanced physical abilities, veins bulged along Ju Hyuk's arms. Feeling the change, he grew smug and sighed. Wow. I am level 17 now. I can feel this uncontrollable power surging through me. My heart's racing. Is the wild stallion inside me awakening once again? He clenched his fist, eyes shining. All right. It is time to enter the battlefield. Before Ju Hyuk could get too carried away with his excitement, Corsic poured cold water on him without mercy. Level 20 is exactly where people get complacent and fall asleep on their victories. Summoner Bong. I will take the lead. Meatball stepped forward as well and declared seriously. Protect the summoner. Must stay in the back to survive. The mission for Floor 17 was to eliminate 30 goblin warriors. I did not realize it when I watched the strategy videos from other players. Ju Hyuk thought, but seeing it in person is terrifying. There are at least 90 of them here. They may be monsters, but they are extremely skilled in strategy and tactics. The guide he had studied before entering explained it like this. When the goblin warriors first appear, the player should immediately retreat to a safe zone. After drawing them away and then doubling back, the goblins' formation will naturally break apart, and they will begin patrolling in groups of 3. Lure out each group of 3 quietly, eliminate them without attracting attention, and repeat until the mission is complete. It was a standard, reliable strategy but painfully time-consuming. I do not need to go through all that trouble. With that thought, Ju Hyuk issued a direct order. Meatball, go. Meatball let out a thunderous roar, and the ground beneath his feet cracked apart in response. That overwhelming presence only made Ju Hyuk feel even more confident. Now that I have got Meatball, I can breeze straight to floor 20, maybe even higher. His anticipation surged as he wondered about the next reward. All right, Ju Hyuk said aloud, eyes shining. Wipe them all out.